On our wedding day, my parents presented us with a car. I handed the keys to my sister, who has young children. "We'll manage with the metro," my husband said as we left the house. Then I did something he absolutely didn't expect. But before we continue, please let me know which country you are watching this from. Enjoy. The wedding was a vibrant celebration, filled with laughter and music. Olga felt as if she were in a fairy tale, the center of attention, surrounded by the love of family and friends. Beside her, Dmitri, shone as gallant and attentive as she had always known him to be, or so she believed. The reception hall was decorated with impeccable taste. Soft cream hues and fresh flowers placed throughout created an atmosphere of refined romance. Guests raised their glasses, offering heartfelt toasts, like wishing the newlyweds a lifetime of happiness and shared adventures. Olga listened with a smile, a warmth spreading through her chest. She truly believed a bright future, rich with love and mutual understanding, lay ahead. When it was time for Olga's parents to speak, a hush fell over the room. They were a reserved generation, not prone to outward displays of emotion, but their eyes conveyed immense pride in their daughter. Her father, tall and distinguished, cleared his throat and began, "Our dearest children, Olga and Dmitri, today is a momentous occasion for us. We see that our daughter has found her happiness, and we joyfully welcome Dmitri into our family." He paused briefly, looking at Olga, his gaze full of paternal love. "My wife and I spent considerable time deliberating on a wedding gift. We wanted something practical and useful yet symbolic, something that would aid you in building your life together." Olga's mother, a woman with kind eyes and a gentle smile, then took the floor. "Therefore, we have decided to present you with an automobile." Applause rippled through the hall. Olga's parents gestured towards the entrance, and a brand new crossover, adorned with a massive bow, was rolled in. Olga gasped in delight. The car was exactly what she had dreamed of. Stylish, modern, and spacious. "This is for you, children," her father said, handing Olga the keys. "May this vehicle be your steadfast companion on all your journeys and endeavors. Remember, it represents our unwavering support and our belief in you." Olga rushed to her parents and embraced them tightly, tears of joy welling up. "Thank you so much," she whispered. "It's the most wonderful gift." Dmitri also approached Olga's parents, shaking their hands in gratitude. "Thank you, of course," he said. "A car is always useful to have around." Olga noticed that his voice lacked the genuine enthusiasm she felt. It struck her that he perceived the car more as a practical acquisition than a heartfelt gift. However, she quickly dismissed these thoughts. Surely she was imagining things. It was such a joyous day. She shouldn't let minor concerns cloud it. The evening continued. Olga danced with Dmitri, mingled with guests, and received congratulations. She felt like the happiest woman in the world. As the celebration wound down, she and Dmitri, tired but content, returned home. "Thank you for a wonderful evening," Olga said, hugging Dmitri. "I'm so happy." "Me too," he replied, kissing her forehead. Time to sleep. We have a lot to do tomorrow." The next morning, Olga awoke to bright sunlight streaming through the curtains. She stretched and smiled. Her new life was beginning today, her married life with Dmitri. She went downstairs and found Dmitri already awake, sipping coffee at the kitchen table. "Good morning, Sonia," he said, smiling. "Good morning," Olga replied, approaching him and kissing his cheek. "What have you been up to?" "Oh, you know," Dmitri answered. "I was thinking about how best to utilize the car, so I took it to Irina while you were sleeping." Olga frowned. "What do you mean?" "Well, you see," Dmitri began, a slight hesitation in his voice, "Irina needs a car more right now." Irina was Dmitri's divorced sister, a mother of 3. Olga knew she was struggling. "And what exactly are you suggesting?" Olga asked, with a knot of anxiety tightening in her stomach. "I think," Dmitri said, "we should let her have the car for a while, until she gets back on her feet. She needs to drive the children to school, run errands." Olga remained silent, trying to process his words. She couldn't believe Dmitri had made such a decision without consulting her. The car was a gift to both of them. It was their shared possession. Why did he assume he had the sole right to decide its fate? "Are you serious?" Olga asked, striving to maintain her composure. "You gave our car to Irina without my knowledge?" "Well, temporarily," Dmitri added quickly. "Just to help my sister. You don't mind, do you?" Olga looked at him, incredulous. She recalled all the instances when Dmitri had made decisions for her without asking for her opinion, choosing furniture for their apartment, deciding on vacation destinations, insisting she quit her job because it was more convenient for him. All these minor issues she had overlooked to avoid conflict. "And here's another example, Dim," Olga said, attempting to speak calmly. "It's not about the car. It's about you making a decision for me again. You didn't even ask what I thought about it." "Oh, Ol," Dmitri said. "Don't start. It's just a car. You don't object to helping my sister, do you?" Olga felt a surge of anger build within her. This was too much. "No, Dim," she said firmly. "I object to you making decisions for me. I object to you disregarding my opinion. And yes, I object to you giving our car to Irina without consulting me." Dmitri looked at her, surprised and annoyed. He clearly hadn't anticipated such a reaction. "So, what do you propose?" he asked, nearly crossing his arms. Within Olga, a conflict simmered like a slow-burning fire. Memories surfaced of times when her opinion wasn't just ignored, but seemed to cease existing altogether. The choice of their wedding venue, the color of the living room curtains, even the brand of laundry detergent, Dmitri decided everything unilaterally. Previously, Olga had attributed this to his strong personality, his desire to do what he thought was best. But now a clear picture was forming. Her voice held no weight. "Ol, why are you making a fuss? It's just a car. Irina's having a tough time right now, with 3 kids and having to manage on her own." His voice carried a hint of irritation, as if she were nitpicking over trivialities. "Just a car," the words echoed in Olga's mind. It wasn't about the car. It was about her opinion being disregarded once again, as if she were not his wife, but an appendage to Dmitri, a function meant to approve his decisions. Olga felt a lump rise in her throat. She wanted to scream, to cry, to express everything that had been building up. But she held back. Instead, she said in a level voice, "Dim, it's not about helping Irina. It's about the fact that this is our shared budget, our shared property, and I want us to make important decisions together." Dmitri turned to her, frowning. "Ol, what are you doing? I've explained everything. Irina needs it more. Are you really that reluctant to help my sister?" He skillfully shifted the conversation to her supposed stinginess, making her feel guilty. For a moment, Olga doubted herself. Was she being selfish? Was she exaggerating the issue? "I'm not saying I'm unwilling to help. I'm saying you should have consulted me. We are a family, not a boss and an employee." Dmitri sighed, rolling his eyes. "Ol, don't start again. You know I know best." That phrase was the final straw. Olga realized things couldn't continue this way. She had to do something to change the situation. She had to show Dmitri that her opinion mattered, that she was an individual, not just a convenient wife. She stood up and left the room, leaving Dmitri staring after her in bewilderment. The next morning, while Dmitri was at work, Olga took action. She recalled her parents' words at the wedding. "We are giving this car to both of you so you can build your future together." She retrieved the car's documents from a file and carefully reviewed them. The vehicle was registered in her name. It was a small but significant victory. She now had leverage. She didn't intend to cause a scene or have a meltdown. She decided to proceed calmly and strategically. Olga drove to Irina's house. Her breathing was steady, but her stomach was a tight knot. She tried to remain calm, as her mother had taught her as a child when she needed to stand her ground. Irina's small house, where she lived with her children, looked modest but well-maintained. 2 boys were playing in the yard, and children's laughter could be heard from a window. The boys immediately ran up to her. "Hello," Olga greeted them, managing a smile. "Where is your mom?" "She's home," the older boy, about 7, replied. "Mom is making soup." "Could you call her? I need to speak with her." The boy ran inside and soon Irina appeared at the doorstep. She wore an old robe, and her hair tied back in a messy bun. She looked tired but welcoming. Seeing Olga, she frowned slightly. "Olga, is something wrong?" Irina asked, looking around warily. "Hi, Irina. Yes, we need to talk. It's about the car." Olga gestured towards the crossover. Irina sighed. "I had a feeling this wouldn't end well. Dima said it was temporary until he solved my problems." "I understand," Olga replied calmly. "But the car is registered to me and I want to take it back." Irina's face contorted. "Are you serious? After everything I've been through, knowing how difficult it is with the children?" "Irina, I don't want you to feel hurt, but Dima didn't consult me when he decided to give you the car. It was a gift from my parents, and I believe he acted improperly by disposing of it without my knowledge. This isn't about you or the children. It's about respect and about me also having a voice in our family." Irina was silent, pondering Olga's words. A mixture of hurt and understanding flickered in her eyes. "All right," she finally said. "I understand. Take it. But tell Dima he acted despicably. He promised me help." "I will certainly tell him," Olga nodded. "Thank you for understanding." Irina disappeared into the house, returning moments later with the keys. She handed them to Olga, avoiding eye contact. Olga took the keys, got into the car, started the engine, and slowly drove out of the yard. Her heart felt heavy, yet simultaneously a sense of freedom washed over her. She had done what she felt was right. In the evening, as the sun began to set, Olga sat at the kitchen table, took a piece of paper and a pen. She needed to write to Dmitri. She thought for a long time, choosing her words carefully. She wanted him to understand that it wasn't about the car, but about their relationship. Finally, she wrote a short note. "You made a decision without me. Now I've done the same. If you wish, we can talk as equals." Olga carefully folded the note and placed it in a prominent spot. Then she stood up and drove to her parents' house. "Mom, Dad, can I have a word?" she called out as soon as she arrived. Her parents could be heard turning off the television and hurrying to meet her. Concern was evident in their eyes. "What happened, dear?" her mother asked. Olga sighed. "I've left Dmitri." Silence filled the room. Her father frowned and her mother squeezed her hand tighter. "What occurred? Did he hurt you?" her father asked, his voice threatening. "Not exactly," Olga replied. "It's not about being hurt, but about disrespect. He constantly makes decisions for me without asking my opinion. He gave our car to his sister without even consulting me. That was the last straw." "And you did the right thing by leaving," her mother supported her. "You shouldn't tolerate such treatment. You deserve respect and love." "But darling, are you sure?" her father asked, softening his tone. "Perhaps you should talk to him. Give him a chance to change?" "I believe I've given him enough chances, Dad," Olga replied. "I've tried to talk to him many times, but he wouldn't listen. For now I want to stay here with you. I need time to think and figure out what I truly want." "Of course, dear," her mother said, embracing her. "You can stay here for as long as you need. We will always support you." Olga pressed against her mother. Feeling the tension gradually recede, she knew her parents would always be on her side. Dmitri returned home late that evening. The apartment was quiet and dark. He was accustomed to Olga always waiting for him with dinner, but tonight there was nothing on the table except a folded note. He picked it up and read it. Fury immediately ignited within him. "How dare she?" he thought. He lunged for the phone and dialed Olga's number. "Where are you?" he barked into the receiver as soon as she answered. "I'm at my parents'," Olga replied calmly. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" he yelled. "You took the car from my sister. You made me look like a complete fool in front of her and her children." Olga took a deep breath, trying to maintain her composure. She was prepared for this conversation and knew the most important thing was not to give in to provocation. "Dima, I understand you're upset," she said in a steady voice. "But please, listen to me. It's not about the car, but about how you make decisions without considering me." "Without considering? I wanted to help my sister. She needs the car more than we do." And did you ask me if I wanted to help your sister in that way? This was a gift from my parents to me. You didn't even consider my feelings when you simply gave it to Irina." Silence hung in the air. Olga could almost physically feel Dmitri's anger gradually giving way to confusion. "But Irina, she's raising 3 children on her own," he muttered. "And I sympathize with Irina," Olga replied. "But that doesn't give you the right to use my belongings without my consent. This is my car, Dima, and you had no right to give it away to anyone." "Fine, fine," he conceded. "I get it. I overreacted. But why did you have to take the car back? You could have just talked to me." "I've tried to talk to you, Dima, many times," Olga said, a note of weariness entering her voice. "But you never listened. You always did what you thought was best, disregarding my words. Remember how you chose the wallpaper for our bedroom without even showing me samples. Remember how you signed us up for tennis lessons when I wanted to do yoga. It's always been like that. You decide everything." Olga fell silent, giving Dmitri an opportunity to absorb what she had said. Only his heavy breathing could be heard on the line. I didn't know you saw it that way," he finally said. "I thought I was doing what was best." "That's the problem." "Dima," Olga replied. "You always do what's best for you, not for us. You don't see me as a partner, but as an extension of yourself." A long pause followed these words. Olga felt a mix of emotions warring within her: anger, hurt, disappointment, and hope. Hope that Dmitri would finally hear her and understand what she needed. "What should I do now?" Dmitri asked quietly. For the first time, his voice held genuine bewilderment. "Think, Dima," Olga replied. "Think about what I've told you. Think about what equality in marriage means and consider whether you're ready to change." Olga hung up the phone. She knew this conversation was just the first step. Much work, many conversations, and many challenges lay ahead. But she was ready for them. She would no longer remain silent and endure. Olga was determined to fight for her happiness and her right to be heard. In the following days, Dmitri called every day. He apologized, promised to change, and assured her that he loved her and couldn't live without her. Olga listened, but she didn't rush to respond. She wanted to be sure his words weren't just empty promises, but a genuine desire to become a different person. She spent time with her parents, walked in the park, read books, and simply enjoyed the peace and quiet. She felt herself gradually returning to herself, to the Olga she had once lost in her relationship with Dmitri. She remembered her dreams, her hobbies, her values, and she understood that she would no longer let anyone, not even her beloved husband, trample on them. One evening, Irina visited her. She looked embarrassed and apologetic. "Olga, I wanted to apologize," she said, lowering her eyes. "I didn't know Dima gave you the car without your consent. If I had known, I never would have taken it." "I know, Irina," Olga replied. "I don't blame you. I blame Dima." "He's very upset," Irina said. "He says he made a big mistake and is afraid of losing you." "Let him be upset," Olga replied. "He needs to understand that his actions have consequences." Irina nodded. "I hope you two reconcile," she said. "You're a good couple." "I hope so too, Irina," Olga replied. "But it depends on Dima." 2 weeks passed. Dmitri continued to call, text, and visit Olga's parents' house. He brought flowers, gifts, and begged her to return. Olga remained unyielding. She told him she would only come back when she saw real changes in his behavior. One evening, Dmitri arrived with an unexpected proposal. "Olya, I understand you need time to believe me," he said. "So, I propose this. Let's live separately for another month. I will visit you every week and we will talk. I will tell you about my thoughts, my feelings, my plans, and I will do whatever you ask to prove that I have changed." Olga pondered. It was a reasonable proposal. It was a chance for Dmitri to back up his words with actions. "All right, Dmitri," she said. "I agree, but remember, this is your last chance." Over the next month, Dmitri genuinely tried. He visited Olga every week and shared his life with her. He confessed that he had always been afraid of appearing weak and therefore tried to control everything around him. He said he realized it was a mistake and that he wanted to learn to be more open and honest. He also fulfilled all of Olga's requests. He helped her parents with repairs, he enrolled in therapy, he even learned to bake her favorite pie. Olga watched him and gradually began to believe in his sincerity. She saw that he was genuinely trying to change and that he truly loved her. After a month, Olga decided to return to Dmitry. She knew their relationship would never be the same, but she believed they could build a new, healthier, and more mature relationship based on mutual respect, trust, and love. When she returned home, Dmitry greeted her with a bouquet of flowers and tears in his eyes. "I'm so glad you're back," he said. "I promise I will never disappoint you again." Olga embraced him. "I'm glad I'm back too," she said. "But remember, from now on, both of us are holding the reins in our partnership." They entered the house together, hand in hand. A long and difficult road lay ahead, but they were ready to walk it together as equal partners.